Hey, this is Rhett with Red Planet Trading. In this video, I want to talk about why our Optiplex XE 280 watt power supply is a great substitute for a Optiplex 760, 780, or 960 235 watt power supply. Okay, first I want to talk about the similarities between the power supplies. Both units feature a small form factor footprint, so they are the same shape and size required for your PC. Both contain all the required connectors for powering your Optiplex and peripherals, including a mini ATX 24-pin motherboard connector, a 4-pin CPU power connector, a SATA power connector for hard drives, and a slimline SATA connector for opticals. Both use a standard power cable input that works on a 100 to 240 volts AC and provides plenty of power for regular operation of the computer. Okay, now that we've discussed the similarities, let's talk about the differences between these power supplies and what you're going to need to know in order to use this 280 watt version in place of the 235 watt unit. Now, the main difference and the primary reason one would purchase this 280 watt version instead of the other is the price. True compatibles for the 235 watt version are becoming rare, and the price is skyrocketing, with new units easily fetching $100 or more. Whereas the 280 watt model is relatively common right now. Prices are more affordable. They're coming in at around $20 to $40 even for new units. If saving $50 is of interest to you, keep watching and I'll show you all you need to know in order to use this 280 watt version. The next difference I want to discuss is the wattage and connectors. The 280 watt version obviously has more power capability than the 235 watt version, so you can consider this an upgrade of sorts. And the reason it has this extra power is to power these two additional connectors should you need it. But in most cases, you will not have anything connected to them, so you can rest assured there's more than enough power for regular use of your PC. Finally, the biggest difference between the two versions is the way it mounts in your PC. The 280 watt version has this extra latch on the top. It has different slots on the underside, and it has no screw holes in the rear. Clearly, the manufacturer has gone to some trouble to discourage using this 280 watt version anywhere but a very specific system. However, as I'll show in a moment, the 280 watt version can easily be mounted in your system with little or no trouble. Now let's check out how to install. First, let's show how your system will look with the 235 watt version installed. Notice the screws securing the rear. You may also notice this optional chassis tab, which can be used for additional stability. We'll be using this tab in a few minutes when we install the 280 watt version. As you can see, it's nice and snug. Now, as I take the connectors off, I am making mental notes, noting which connectors are being used where and where they mount. I make sure I push the chassis tab in to this position, and I unscrew the screws in the rear. Now, to get the old PSU out, I just slide it forward a little bit and it pops free. Putting the 280 watt version in is just as simple, with a couple of differences. Because the slots on the underside are different, the PSU will not be sliding onto them. Instead, it will just ride on top of them. This will make the PSU sit a little bit higher, maybe 1/8 of an inch higher than the other version. Don't worry about that, because once the case is closed, it will hold it even more tightly in place. Next, we are going to utilize this little chassis tab. This tab keeps the PSU from sliding in this direction. Now, we can reconnect all the connectors. Because there are no screws, the PSU will appear to just float here in place at the top of the chassis. But if you think about it, once the cover is placed back, it is really secure because it is held in place on all 6 sides. It can't move this way, nor this way, nor this way. Let's close the cover and I'll show you what I mean. See? Check it out. Now this PC is ready for regular use again. Now, a thing to note. Because the side cover is used as one of the supports, it's a good idea to always lay the PC flat like this when opening the side door. This will assure you that the PSU stays in place while you're working on it and doesn't come popping out on the side. So now that we've gone over how to use the 280 watt power supply, as long as you're comfortable with the differences, you should definitely consider it for your next repair project.